Are we live yet?
We are live and you are in charge.
Oh, you go ahead and introduce yourself. Nobody knows who you are.
I am this guy here, Sleepy Reader 666, aka Damien. And I think I am a guest on this show where Garage Geek will try to get me in some kind of trouble.
Yeah, we were talking backstage, and I've got some opinions on something, but maybe we'll touch on it. Maybe we won't.
To start with controversy, I think the thumbnail you posted is really gross.
But it deals directly with something I'm going to show, right? So,
rotting corpses, yes.
Yes. Hey, Dan. It's so
hey Dan.
Great to see you here. So first off, let's talk about two deaths. So one of them was Sam Keith, which I think was yesterday. And I think that's, it's really tragic.
Yeah.
He was 63.
Right. A year younger than me. That's always stings when they're younger than you are.
Yeah, that's insane, right?
But did you see? I just heard it from you. Do you know what he died of?
I didn't investigate it or anything. I just oh, wow. And then
I hope he didn't die of health issues because he had no insurance because he was a comic book artist or something like that.
Yeah, I was watching a show just earlier this morning that touched on that, how people in certain states actually have access to life-saving drugs than people in other states. And it's kind of really crazy when you think about that, right? Huh. It depends on the state that you're in and what kind of insurance you have access to. And right. it usually just ends up disenfranchising the very poor. It's really crazy to think that in our country it's like that.
Right. I think if your insurance doesn't cover certain drugs or procedures, often they just don't even tell you that they exist. I've started to become suspicious of that myself.
That's
that the insurance is guiding the care. Like I would like my doctor to say, well, insurance won't cover it, but here's some other options. But
oh, you know what? Because that's exactly what they do in Europe. In Europe, if the country you're in doesn't have the care, you can go to another country and the country you're in will pay for it.
Wow. Well, yeah, I was like, if it's something that might make me live longer, maybe I want to pay for it, even if the insurance won't. But that's even better.
So that's crazy. But anyways, we got away from Sam Keith yesterday.
Yeah. So were you a big Sam Keith fan?
I'm not a huge Sam Keith fan. I really liked his art as a teen. I really thought that his art was different and quirky, but in a way that was really cool. Like for example, there were a couple artists around the same time that were doing different weird art, but I just didn't like at all. But Sam Keith wasn't one of them. Well, I do have to say that he really draws hairy men beautifully, even though they're all weird. Like if you notice his art, a lot of them have hair, and I've always appreciated that particularly. But I did like the quirkiness of his art. Right? I don't know. Have you ever noticed?
I liked his hairless men. No,
But there's also some buxom blondes and a lot of that. But
I remember most his Image series, whose name I now can't remember.
Max.
The Max, and his work in not Watchmen, in Sandman.
Oh.
Which I have all these absolute Sandmans that I was going to reread until I read too much about Neil Gaiman's behavior, and I just can't bring myself to read them anymore. But so I'm not sure what he was doing more recently.
That I don't know.
But anyway, it's very sad that he died.
I think he did some variant covers. I think he's done.
Well, yeah, okay. I don't pay attention to those.
Yeah, I don't really that much.
Maybe he was doing some other independent comics that I just didn't know about.
Yeah, and also
maybe our audience of one knows. If you have a larger audience, sometimes you find people know stuff. But.
Yeah, but also, of course, his work on Marvel.
If you're still watching, Dan.
Well, we do have one up there, so there's one person out there watching.
That could be me.
Oh yeah.
I just put it on my phone so I could monitor comments.
We're up to two.
Yep. So maybe it's Dan and me.
And so another death that happened recently was Nicholas Brandon, who is
Yes,
forget
and he
the
was
role.
only 54.
Yeah, he was very
Oh,
young.
sorry, you were saying where he's from.
Buffy, I forget the name. Xander, I think his
Xander.
name.
He was Xander on Buffy,
Hmm.
one of the main three characters on that show.
Yeah, and that's actually a show that I watched all the way through. I mean, I really enjoyed that show, and at the time it was
Me
on, I
too.
didn't watch
Me
it,
too.
but I watched it later, and I really ended
Uh-huh.
up enjoying it. And he was really good in the
He
role. And
was. Yeah.
I guess he had a history of alcohol abuse and depression, and that's always sad.
He'd been arrested several times for bad behavior when he was drunk.
Mm. And so yesterday, in honor, a tribute, I was really tired the night before and I had training the next morning. So I didn't watch the movie, which is one of my favorites, which is Coherence.
Never heard of it.
I told you. Yeah. And I told you about it. And we went ahead and did a watch along, and that was so much fun. So thank
We
you.
texted back and forth as we synced up, and we texted back and forth, which was probably helpful for me because it's a very confusing movie and you'd seen it before. So you gave me a few clues.
Yeah. That was like my sixth time to see it. I just love the movie so much. And a lot of people don't know about it, and it's so low budget, but I think it's packed full of cool ideas and twists and turns. And they, like, seriously, the budget is low, and they do so much with it. And so, yeah.
Yeah, a highly recommended movie, I would say, for people who can handle a little bit of quantum physics thrown in.
It's slow at the beginning, but for me, the dialogue, it's because they're basically sitting around a dinner table, but the dialogue is so important to everything that happens later that you really need to pay attention to it.
That's kind of tricky to recommend a movie that requires so much attention, but it does.
Yeah. Okay, so for the thinking people out there, if you haven't seen Coherence, it's streaming on Peacock. Yeah. And it's definitely worth the time. And we were both lamenting the fact that the director hasn't made much since. That was his only movie. And then I found out later by watching a video, he had behind the scenes. And if you an explanation, and if you clicked on that and paid $3, he was asking people to do that to kickstart his fund to do the series that was on. There's a 4-episode show called Shattered Belt.
Yeah.
Shattered Belt.
Whatever that means.
And I went ahead and watched 2 of the 4 last night, and I'm looking forward to watching the other 2 today. And by the way, before we go on to the next one, The Comeback is back. I don't know. Do you know that show? It's one of my favorites.
I don't know that show.
It's Lisa Kudrow.
And
it's a fake reality show where a camera crew follows her around in making a comeback, and there were 2 seasons of it. And I saw
it. Did it come out originally quite a long time ago?
Yes,
I think maybe I saw part of the first season.
And there's a new season, and it's out. And I saw a clip from it, and it looks so like it's all about making you uncomfortable. And the clip that they showed, it just like throws you right back in. I can't wait to watch it tonight. It's brilliant.
Seems like post Friends, Lisa Kudrow has specialized in being unlikable characters, kind of. Yeah.
You love the character, but she's so, I don't know what to say. She's so Hollywood fake. But they show her humanity throughout. It's like she does such a good job at someone that you love to hate, and you kind of feel for her, what she's going through and all the abuse that's constantly being thrown at her, but she creates it all. It's pretty. She's brilliant. She's so much better in that than Friends. Like, she's amazing in that. All right, and so, sorry, that was from left field. But then there was this video this morning, posted by Razor, the really, really bad boy of the comic book community, and he's
bad boy without many views.
Yeah,
for all his attempts to get attention, it's not working.
It worked initially when he went after Brian. But as I said at the time, it's not sustainable unless you're doing something like what he's doing now.
Yeah.
He made this video against Comic Collector Geek, and he entitled it "He Likes Them Young." And I really wish that Razor, instead of just insulting people's looks, would actually do some investigative journalism and would watch videos and try to get clips of, if you're making accusations against somebody, I think you should have your proof. So show us that he's doing something wrong instead of making these allegations and then insulting his appearance, which is just not right. Anyways, that's what I have to say.
You feel there was something there in his accusations, but he just didn't prove it.
Well, I've seen Comic Collector Geek talk about the women in the comics, and I think this is not just him. I think generally in a lot of live streams, and I've seen this in Whatnot for sure, and also on Instagram, people make casually sexist remarks, and it's like, and not only just about sex, about race, about religion, about whatever they feel. And they kind of get away with it because it's an unmonitored platform, especially
saying he likes them young is different than saying he's sexist or he ogles women in their 20s or something. It's implying pedophilia. You would need some real proof for that.
I know. And
that's a big claim.
I know. And that's why with his video, it's like he throws it out there, but there's no evidence. And when you pick apart his video, it's all about him insulting the guy's looks rather than making real accusations. And I just, I mean, maybe it's clickbait, I guess. But I mean, I actually told Razor this before. I'm like, look, if you're really going to be, researching these things and trying to prove that people in the comic community are doing bad things, well, then have your evidence, back it up. Right. I mean, just throwing this out it just makes you look bad. Right. Rather than making Comic Collector Geek look bad. Or I don't know. So anyways, when I opened up my YouTube this morning, that was the first thing I saw. And I was just like, here he goes again. So do you have any current events you want to add before we move on to comics?
No, but I did hear an interesting podcast with Chip Zdarsky. It's not gossipy, but he was talking about different things he does in his career and how he is not focusing on indie comics like Image Comics so much anymore because the economics of it have become very complicated. And as the writer for an Image comic, you usually... Oh, look, Garage Geek is watching. That's your sister. Hi, Linda.
Yeah. Hi, sis.
So usually when he puts out an Image comic, he pays everyone's salary up front, counting on a certain amount of money to come in after the books sell. And he says because of production costs keep changing, you can't predict how much money you'll make from selling so many issues of your Image comic. So he is backing off from doing so many, or assuming he will lose money when he does them. So that kind of, people talk a lot about comics costing too much and stuff. And then other people say, well, the prices are going up because the price of paper is going up or whatever. So that was like, rather than coming from a corporation, that was from an individual who puts his own money where his mouth is. So that really told me it is getting harder to publish indie comics because the cost. And usually Image comics, like he publishes, are $3.99, whereas DC and Marvel are now $4.99 or even higher.
Yep.
So I felt, because I had noticed, say like 8 years ago, everyone was publishing at Image. And now a lot more people, even when they do an indie comic, are at Dark Horse or Oni or something like that, who take a cut, but also provide upfront money. So I think it's just become harder to follow that Image model.
That totally makes sense.
So anyway, that was kind of a new little piece of the puzzle of what's going on in comics publishing for me.
That reminds me of actors who take big roles. because it helps finance the indie
Right.
that they want to play.
Right.
And it totally makes sense for him. For example, that's a great segue into the next segment, because I bought 3 books yesterday, and one of them, it isn't. It's not Chip Zdarsky. It's Charles Soule. Okay, that isn't a great segue.
But Charles Soule is an example. He's done a lot of Image comics, but for some reason he keeps coming back to the corporate comics, and it's probably because of that difficulty making the finances work.
Yeah. So it totally makes sense that you would see someone like Chip Zdarsky or Charles Soule jumping back and forth from company to company, because the Marvel or DC work is going to pay, so that they can then have their own creator owned licenses, right? So they own the characters, they own everything, and then they'll jump back into a Daredevil and tell a great story that will sell a lot for the company, and that will help finance their own independent.
Well, and what he was emphasizing was the unpredictability of it. So it used to be he knew I make this kind of book and I can break even, but now he's not sure if it'll break even because he doesn't know issue by issue how much money he'll make from so many copies sold, because the production costs keep fluctuating. Maybe like oil prices keep fluctuating, that type of thing. I don't know.
Okay, so
hello to Chris, Chaos and Comics.
Hi.
He plagues me.
How do you mean?
He's always calling me out for some hypocrisy of mine or something.
Do you have a lot of those?
Probably. Just ask Chris. He knows better than I do.
All right, so this book, I on the way home from training yesterday, there was a comic book shop that I don't often get to, and it was one that you went to with me, and I don't know if you remember these cards. Remember, they give them away as you check out.
I don't. What does it say on the back?
Secret Headquarters.
So I do remember that store, and it was like a small boutique kind of comic book store.
Yeah, they don't have much.
Very cool place, but not a lot of stuff.
But more kind of independent stuff.
Independent, esoteric kind of stuff. Yeah.
So I bought things that weren't that esoteric, unfortunately. So I bought because on the way home from training, I was like, I just spent all day in training, and I think I deserve to buy some comics, which is a really bad mentality. What does Chaos say? I watched too much Damien. I can't think of what he's referencing.
Well, in particular, my love for what's his name? Darrow. What's his first name? Jeff Darrow. As being hypocritical to other comics I've complained about when they're just all about the art and not about the writing. That's the one that first pops into my mind. Although I feel like he's called me out on some other things too.
So,
sorry, you got that book at Secret Headquarters?
Yeah, and I was gonna wait until this was out in softcover because I prefer soft covers now. But I really wanted to read this. It got such great reviews. I read it yesterday. It's a very quick read. There's only 3 issues, and it's phenomenal. It's about an older Daredevil in the future, and I won't spoil anything, but the art is by Steve McNiven, and it really does harken back to Frank Miller. There's a lot of
Steve McNiven has definitely switched his style a bit to be more like Frank Miller, at least for this book.
I mean,
but in a good way.
That looks like a Frank Miller art piece.
Yeah, it's not exactly like Frank Miller. I don't want to put Steve McNiven down for doing it, but because he does a great job. Yeah, and the coloring is really good too. I forget who the
coloring in this is gorgeous. Like,
look at Matt Hollingsworth or something like that.
The people on the cover are Charles Soule, Steve McNiven, and Dean White.
So Dean White would be the colorist. Dean White's a good colorist.
There's one with the sky in here that's just so pretty.
And your really gross thumbnail comes from this book. So there are some really gruesome scenes, particularly where they've tortured the Punisher beyond belief.
Yeah, the Punisher is it's horrible in this. It's one of I guess it's by the same team that did Old Man Logan, which I haven't read, but I think they used it for the Wolverine movie. Maybe because they referenced
it's the team that did the Death of Death
Logan.
Of Wolverine.
Death of Wolverine. Okay. Yeah. This is really highly recommended. So it's a standalone. You don't need, of course, if you know Daredevil history, you'll appreciate it more. But it's just a great story, and the art is really, really good throughout. And it is very gruesome. Like there's some things in here that will kind of make you twitch. All right.
Yeah, I think it's easier. It was hard, a little hard for me to take, but it's easier to take in the context of the whole story than when you just show an image.
Yeah, I'm not going to show any of those really gruesome images, but they're in there,
And they're in the thumbnail. Yeah. You have shown them. I'm calling out your hypocrisy.
Not here. I'm not going to show them here. Did you want to show something that you got recently?
Sure.
You want me to make?
I don't know if you caught me having talks with Colin Blanchett about his fanzine, and he's obsessed by the Comics Journal. And so I was in the hipster store here, and they had a bunch of used comics journals. They were charging a lot of money for them. So I only bought 2. These ones have flip covers.
Wow.
So this is a Michael Allred article or interview that's advertised on this cover, and here Jim Woodring. And when is this from? Whoa, someone once sold this for $4.50, and they put a sticker right on it. I hate that.
Yeah.
But I think I was charged $10 for it.
Oh, a little bit of a markup there.
Oh, see, I open it and it's upside down.
It's a fake flip book.
It's a fake flip book, yes. I feel cheated. It's from 1993.
Is Jim Woodring the guy who did Flaming Carrot? Is that what that's called?
No. This is a sample of how he usually draws.
Oh, it's cool.
He did something called, well, he had a magazine called Jim, but it featured this character Frank, and now he mostly does Frank comics. Have you seen Frank from Fantagraphics?
No. Sounds fun, though. I mean, Jim writes Frank, and that's not confusing at all.
Right. You should collect Frank, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm trying to look here to quickly grab a Frank book to show you, but oh wait, here it is.
Oh, good. Let's see what this looks like. I don't think you have enough books there.
This is like a Frank. So what'd you say? I don't have enough books?
Yeah.
This is like a Frank omnibus from Fantagraphics.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
So it doesn't look like your Frank, but he's kind of like a weird cat-like character that lives in. It's all silent, and he lives in this sort of weird, surreal world. And every panel is drawn like a elaborate wood etching.
That's beautiful.
I'm trying to find. That's something.
I might have to try to find that. That looks fun. I want to color it in.
It does feel like a giant coloring book, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there were some color Frank books, but I can't remember for sure.
Hi, Comics with Bueller.
Hey, Travis.
That's your buddy.
Yeah. So that's Frank. And you know who Michael Allred is, of course. So
yes,
there we go.
Yeah,
that's my first show and tell.
I'm pretty ignorant, but I know a little. All right, so the next one I'm going to show off is something I'm halfway through. So I saw this Love and Rockets, and I have never read anything in this world or universe. I didn't even know what it was about, and I saw it there, and I thought, well, let me just try it. A magazine, and I don't know if it's on every cover or not, but I was like, oh, mine's signed. I don't know if that's true or not. Hey,
well, he does live in LA, so maybe he signed it.
mine's signed. So,
and I bet he's the hip type of person who would go to that comics shop.
He was probably there, and he
was probably there and signed it.
And but he was watching me. He was sitting there. There were 2 people there, and they were just talking. So
was one of them a Hispanic man in his early 60s or late 50s?
I don't know. Is he handsome? Because I would have taken notice if so.
I personally can't tell you if he's handsome. I don't think so, but I don't know.
Okay, so I
don't even know if he's hairy, like you would prefer.
Yeah, it does. That's
See, you're treating men like objects, and you're complaining about men who treat women like objects.
That's a bonus.
Hypocrisy.
Men deserve it because they've done it so long to win. Is that okay? No. So I'm 2/3 of the way through this, and it's not what I expected at all. I was expecting relationships. I do not know why. I thought this was all about like these like maybe 90s relationships. Where the couples are getting together and then breaking up and then complaining, and there was I think some gay and lesbian relationships and there were some straight ones. That is not what this is about at all. So I have a
Right.
totally wrong idea about Love and
Well,
Rock.
I hear that it took about 3 issues to settle into the more realistic soap opera stories.
Okay.
So that first one was more wild and surreal, I believe.
It is.
And it does follow a bunch of later on a kind of soap opera / magical realism kind of stories about small neighborhoods and towns in Mexico or in the Mexican part of California.
I did want to show off some of the art because some of the art here is just brilliant. I mean, this is a gorgeous panel of this woman
Yeah.
up a pole. I mean, that sounded weird, but the art is beautiful in some places, and it's basically in strips. Like there's like 4 or 5 pages of one thing, and then it goes on to another, and there's this like it starts off with this giant kaiju creature like crossing the ocean, and they're like controlling it, and I don't know, it's just weird, but it's not bad. Like the weirdness is contained, and it'll go on to other parts that are really, really interesting, and you start to see the relationships between the characters. For example, there's this one, I don't know if you know these, there's one woman picks another woman up who was stuck in the desert, and they have adventures, and it looks like they might be recurring characters, but I don't know if you could see them here, these two. Maybe not. I don't know. It's just a really weird and interesting book, and I'm only thirds. I haven't finished it yet, so I'm very happy that I.
And it's like an anthology of 3 different brothers, right?
The people who write it, or the anthology. Oh, each brother works on
each strip is written and drawn by one person, but there are 3 brothers who have strips in there, and eventually one of the brothers, whose name I can't remember, dropped out. So over the long run, Love and Rockets is just alternating strips done by Jaime and Gilberto Hernandez.
Nope, I didn't know that. So thank you.
And Jaime is the one who's a really sort of smooth commercial draftsman, and Gilberto does the weirder, wackier stuff.
I got his signature, I guess.
You do?
Yeah. So
I don't think you'll find him handsome. I'm sorry.
Oh,
you'll have to stick with Frank.
Is he rich? I don't know.
I don't know that either. I don't know how rich you get by doing a Fantagraphics book.
Oh, all right. So back to you. Let me make you big if you want to show something else off. I have one more book to show that I bought.
Here I bought 2 issues of Comics Journal. Again, because I'd been talking with Colin and he loves it, and then I was there at the store and they had all these back issues. So this is art by someone named Roberta Gregory. I have no idea what that is. I bought it for the ElfQuest cover.
Do you like it?
That's how hip I am.
Do you like ElfQuest? Larry's library loves ElfQuest.
I haven't read ElfQuest since the 80s or early 80s, I think.
I didn't even like it as a kid. Like,
I thought it was cool. At the time that I first read it, there was almost no independent comics, so that might or might not have influenced me. But I haven't read it since.
What they did and how they stuck to their story.
So I read it in its early days when it was self-published, before Marvel started reprinting it and stuff. I'm not sure who publishes it now. So anyway, I thought it would be fun to see what they were saying back in whatever year this is.
Richard and Wendy Pini.
They don't put the years on the covers. This is 1994.
Oh.
So anyway, and you're familiar with the Comics Journal, right? It has a lot of kind of harsh criticism of comics in it, and then it has these great in-depth interviews. Back in the day, especially in the 80s and even the 70s, it was the only place you could find really deeper coverage, especially in terms of the interviews of comics. And now it it's gone further and further into just the more esoteric comics that you and I don't read that much.
Mm-hmm.
So the modern ones, I don't even recognize any of the artists they cover. And this is the foundation on which Fantagraphics was built. So they
Really?
started publishing this magazine, and that when they found the Hernandez brothers sent their self-published comic to be reviewed, and they liked it so much they reprinted it, and that's in an expanded form, and that's Love and Rockets #1.
That's cool. Coolio. All right, here's my third book that I purchased yesterday. Now, this is a book that I should not have bought. So I bought this one. I'm trying to stay away from these digests. I love them. I think they're a great value. But this
They're
is
definitely a great value. Why are you trying to stay away from them?
Well, number one, they're small, and for a casual reader, this is great. But these are also published in the graphic novel format, and the art is bigger.
The art's bigger.
And what's going to happen is this is only half of the run. So do you think they'll put out the second half? We don't know. So then I'd have to go back to the graphic novels to finish it. And everyone's saying, read this, they say, wow, it's such a great run. This is really good. So then I'll be stuck with only half. But then I thought, hey, if that's the case, I could read this and then get the graphic novels later, and I could always give this to somebody. Is
this where they've made him bisexual?
This one that I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. So
does that matter to you, like one way or another?
The sexuality of the characters, it matters.
Do you like that they've made him bisexual, or does it not matter either way anyway?
The only thing that matters to me is if the art is good and the story is good. So if the sexuality is important to the story, I do think that's important for people to see themselves in the things that they read. I'm not young where this kind of will like help me get through whatever issues I have.
You're beyond that phase of life where you need that.
Yeah, but as a young kid, I think it would have helped me a lot to see characters like me in stories, and I'm glad that it's happening. But that just kind of harkens to, I mean, we're older men and we're reading stuff for kids, and so which I don't mind, and that's another conversation.
I don't know if it is for kids. I mean, kids could probably read it, but I bet it's mostly aimed at a
teens,
audience in their 20s and 30s.
Yeah. So I mean, these are characters, and like this, I don't know how long he's been 25, but I mean, it's not realistic. Like, how long has he actually been this age? I don't know. It's like,
well, how long is Batman supposed to be? Like 30?
I know.
But he has a 12-year-old son, and he has all these sidekicks that he's had over the years.
Yeah, and that's what's so cool about these kind of things. It's like we're starting to get stories where these characters have aged. We've gotten the Wolverine one,
right?
We've gotten this, and we've
got the aged characters are always out of continuity stories, one shot, or
Yeah, and it's a lot. It's a lot of and also Spider-Man life story. Like we're starting to get these kind of more mature stories that are I think they're geared toward the older readers, and I think that's great, because I really do think that this is geared toward younger readers.
Okay. I mean, everyone I know who reads it is in their 30s.
I know, because we're fans. I think younger readers aren't readers, to be honest, but they still put out a lot of comic books that are geared toward young adults, but older people are the ones that end up reading them. For example, that whole line of Marvel, they were all like the Champions, and like Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales, and all these characters were young teens, and they were geared toward teenagers, but the adults are the ones that end up embracing, and they put amazing creators on these. And I don't know what you have to say about that. Maybe I'm just rambling, maybe you don't. Yeah, but
well, I think there are some. Hey, Mark.
Yeah,
I think there are some. There's a lot of gradations. Like, I think Nightwing is written for the hardcore DC fans, period. And I think that there are there are younger people, maybe in their late teens and 20s, judging from what I see on social media, who are picking up on these characters. But I don't think kids are reading them.
Look at it's great
Yeah.
art. I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting. I think it's an interesting sociological issue, or maybe I don't know. I think the comic companies keep trying to grab young readers, and I don't know if they're being successful. But the stories that they're writing for the younger readers are usually really really good, and so they end up being top tier that anybody can enjoy. I don't know. Okay. The rest I have is all the haul that Donald Rex sent me, because I was showing them off in my Friday night chat, and then my dogs went crazy and I had to just stop. And so I basically have like 4 different sets. So I don't know if you want to show something in between or how you want to handle this.
It's your show. I do have stuff I can show because I thought you might want me to.
I do.
So if you want to do like 3 at a time, or 1 at a time, or 20 at a time, it's up to you.
But it is your turn, so I'm gonna push.
Well, you were I'll just show then. At the same place I bought the comics journal, I bought this old. It's also a flip book.
Yes. You know
it's
what?
An older reprint of
Weird
of EC, and I don't know if there really was a weird science fantasy, or if because I think this is not reprinting an individual issue, but maybe just some highlight stories. I'm not quite sure. So I think because it's numbered number 7, and it has a bunch of other ones with different titles, but with the numbers in order. So I think it was just a reprint series sampling. It's from 1986, sampling stuff. So it's on this really thick matte paper. So it's a nice reproduction.
Beautiful.
I probably own these same stories in some hardback collection somewhere, but I wasn't sure, and I just thought this was a nice format.
It's gorgeous.
And when I go into a comic book store, I just have to buy something.
Yeah, I feel the same. I mean, there's so much there.
Here, I'll show at my regular picking up my pull this week, I just saw this book on the shelf of new graphic novels, and it's called Space Relic Hunters, and it's a translation of a French science fiction comic.
Wow.
And I was really taken by the art, and I've read it, and it's a fun sort of space adventure somewhere, like a cross between like Farscape and I don't know, other things like that.
Look at the detail. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. Well, people in Europe, they get a lot of time to do their graphic novels, whereas in America, it's they're all kind of rushed comparatively. So, but I would say ultimately the story was just fun fluff, but the art is just really amazing.
That is.
And they kind of ended it with a whole bunch of info dumps to explain what had gone on.
Ooh, look at that.
But anyway, it was a fun journey reading it, and definitely
it's gorgeous.
And this publisher, Magnetic Press, I think they mostly just translate French comics, and I only occasionally see books by them. They're always in hardbacks that I've seen, and they have these rounded edges at their corners.
That's cool. Child
and
safe.
They only charge $25 for a hardback, which I thought was very impressive.
That is cheap.
A paperback from Marvel would cost more than that, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, if you see this, or you can order it online for a lot less than $25, I would recommend it for light fluff. It's not deep, but it's fun.
But it's worth it for the art.
That too, yeah.
Art.
And if you like nice hardbacks, which is a big thing for me.
So
okay, let's go back to you.
No, I was going to say that the first magazine sized EC thing, Dope Comics is always talking about, like, he shows his hauls, and he keeps showing those. He finds them in the dollar bin and he keeps buying them. Dang,
I'm jealous because I think I paid $8 for this.
I know. I was like, I wish I could find those in the dollar bin. I mean, look how gorgeous those things are. Totally worth it. All right.
Prices are very variable across the country from region to region. I think if you live in a big city like New York or LA, you're not going to usually get the really good prices. But you're not necessarily going to get the good prices in some small town either. But occasionally you will. I mean, that you're more likely to find the cheap places where rent is cheap.
Yeah. So here I go. So the first things I'm going to show you is I got a whole bunch of Archies.
Which is what we expect from Donald Rex, right? He's the Archie man.
So here's I'll just go through them.
Did you buy these from Donald or just gift?
I did. So he did give me a couple. So he likes to get money like we all do to feed his buying lots on eBay. And I'm always like, listen, if whatever you buy on eBay, like let's say you buy a lot of 20 and you have some that are doubles, I'll buy the other ones off you. I don't mind helping you through that. And then he finds collections and he buys them and he gets them ridiculously cheap. And of course, he marks them up a bit so he makes a profit and I buy them. So it's a win-win. Because
$10 a piece?
Yeah, exactly right. So here's just a bunch of Archies. And I do prefer the earlier ones, the 15, 20 ones. But that's okay. I can definitely read a bunch of these next week when I'm off.
Right.
And this one is a fun cover.
I enjoy reading Archie, but if I collected too many, I'd never end up reading them all.
Yeah, there's no way. And probably I would assume, because I haven't read a lot, that a lot of these things are very repetitive. Like
the covers are very funny.
Yeah, it's got to be like the stories have to be repetitive. It's like the same thing over and over again.
True, but if you like something, sometimes the repetition is good. Like I like Gru by Sergio Aragonés, and it's kind of the same variations on the same story over and over again. But he manages to find ways to make it funny.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing Archie can be up and down because there's a whole bunch of different creators working on them. Some are probably better than others.
Yeah, and then the interesting thing is they always keep the art style consistent, right?
Yes, right.
Well, I can't even tell the difference, but Donald can. I'm like, he's like, oh, that is a blah 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 blah, and I'm like, oh, really? Like I don't know. Like I can't tell you the different artists on these books because
I know Dan DeCarlo's a big one, and there's another one that's really big. And then in modern times, Dan Parent is quite popular.
What's up with this lady with a raccoon?
Carrying a raccoon on a stick. Maybe it's a stuffed raccoon. What's she saying?
Oh, I'm teaching wildlife to my class. My class is teaching wildlife to me.
All the teachers have gray hair. Do you relate?
Yeah, and big punches and hey, look, kind of accurate. All right, so there's some Archie for you.
Do you think your students would like Archie?
I do not know. It's so weird trying to guess what they like. They like TikTok. They like viral videos. They like some of them like manga. It's like it's so hard to get them interested in any.
Was there any circumstance where you could they have free reading time or something, and you can put out some Archies, and people who are interested in them could take them and see what happens?
Well, I hate to get into this, but this year we're not allowed to give the kids a free reading time. People have deemed that it's not a good use of time, class time. And so we have to teach what's in the textbook. And so they do monitor that. And unfortunately, like this is the first year that I've not allowed kids to actually, pick their own books and for like 10 to 15 minutes during class, read. And then what I'd normally do is have them turn and talk or write something about what they read. But that's out.
I think they have made a very bad choice there.
It is what it is. So
I know you have to obey, but I can criticize them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, about a month ago or maybe more, there was a fundraiser for the Northwest Museum of Comic Arts here in Portland. And so I went to it. It was at a bar, but it had a bunch of comic dealers. So I picked up. I don't normally see Warrior very often. Are
I've
you
never heard.
familiar with Warrior?
No.
It was a British magazine, came out, I think, circa 1982 when it started. This is a later issue. I can't find a date. Yeah, that's weird. There's no dates here. Oh, 1983. So Warrior is where V for Vendetta and Marvel Man / Miracle Man first appeared. So it's the first place I ever read any.
You've shown
it did have, even though it's from Britain, it had distribution in American comic book stores.
Yeah.
So it's the first place I read any Alan Moore.
Yeah, you've shown magazines before. I'm sure of it.
What the second video I ever did on my channel shows this magazine, but these are copies. What?
And I've watched that one. I know it because I went back to your older videos and started watching them.
Oh, there's some V for Vendetta. So V for Vendetta was originally black and white. So anyway, I was very excited to find these because you just don't find them very often. Because although they were sold in the U.S., probably not that many were sold in the U.S. And even the non-Alan Moore stuff in it is quite good.
Wow.
So I think I got 4 of those.
Nice. Miracle Man.
There's Miracle Man, called Marvel Man at the time. It was only when they moved him to America that they had to change the name. So we got, yeah. And have you ever heard of Laser Eraser and Press Button?
No.
There's Press Button on the cover of the next one. He was mostly a robot with just a little bit of human parts left.
Look at that.
And he was teamed up, they don't show him on the cover, with this perverted little alien. Can't find there it is. Where's the alien?
Are you describing my husband?
I guess the little alien is not in this issue. So anyway, Laser Eraser and Press Button's fun. And here is the villain from Mr. Miracle Man.
Look at the background.
Well, with James Bond and Man from U.N.C.L.E. and stuff.
And
I'm not sure what's going on there.
Emma Peel. What was that? Oh, the Avengers.
And then for just $1, I don't know why it was so cheap, I got this Comics Scene, this old comics magazine.
Kirby.
From back in the day. I don't know was that around when you were a kid?
I do remember that one, yes.
From 1982.
I never bought any. I was too young then, I think.
So and it's a special Jack Kirby issue. So of course, for $1, how could I not buy it?
I was 12 then.
Okay, back to you.
I wouldn't have been reading that stuff at 12. Not sophisticated.
Well, and you probably only had so much money to spend.
Okay, I got 4. Okay, 5. I'll show 5 kind of older comics. So
hello, Jeff. Jeff's jumped in.
Hey,
The
Jeff.
man from the Cave of Cool Books.
Oh, I forgot to mention that I bought that Nightwing because Jeff has it, and we're going to do a read along.
Okay. Well, look forward to that.
We're fine, Jeff. Here, a 10-cent Tarzan, and it's a little bit beat up, but I don't care. I love these old 10-cent.
Is that Johnny Weissmiller or someone else?
I do not know. Lex Barker.
Lex
I knew
Barker.
that from my mind.
I never heard of that guy.
It's on the cover.
Wow.
Lex Barker as Tarzan.
He's very smooth shaven, so I guess you wouldn't like him.
Yeah, too skinny too. Look at this. It looks like somebody was hungry.
Oh my goodness.
But look at what a beautiful comic that is. A 10-cent Lone Ranger.
I hope it doesn't smell of mouse pee.
I'll still take it. I don't care. Look at how gorgeous that is.
That is a great cover.
Wow.
I wish I could know off the top of my head who drew it, but I don't.
Oh, if you want me to open any of these, that's fine because they're not in Mylar yet. Justice Traps the Guilty. He gave me this one for free. Look at this. And center. Look at how cool that is.
Wow. He gave that to you?
Yes.
That is awesome.
He's my best friend.
I thought so.
Prez, number 1. So for this one, now I have 3 of the 4 issues. I didn't have this one. And I'm glad to get this because, number ones are always way more expensive. And I
Right.
really want to read this because it just seems so weird.
It is.
Being
It's just
president
odd.
of the U.S.
I like the art in there, but I have to say the story itself is just kind of odd and
Yeah,
doesn't do much for me.
you would think. And then here is a GI War Tales number 3. Now there's only like 4 or 5 of this. For example, I guess they're repeats or reprints or whatever. I don't know. This is a very short-lived series, which is weird. But it was a 20 center and
Is there an artist signature there on the cover?
30 caliber ammo. It says.
Oh, that's not an artist signature. Sorry.
There's one there and one there. I don't see an artist.
It doesn't look like Joe Kubert, who normally does those covers.
You're right. I wonder.
Could be anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I could open it up if you want.
It won't tell you who did the cover, though.
Sometimes it's the same person.
Sometimes, but probably not.
Story: Robert Kanigher, originally printed in All American. Yeah, it's a repeat. Art: Joe Kubert. So I don't know.
That's not a Joe Kubert cover. So because they're reprints, they just added a newer cover, probably.
Look at the pages where they have the giant name at the top and the smaller pages. But awesome stuff. So yeah, this reprint series. I think I'm done with mine. If you want to be ready, I'll slide you over. There you go.
I don't know where I bought this,
Ooh.
But it's in the pile. Adventures into the Unknown from this obscure comic publisher named ACG, from 1966.
I've got about 5 issues of those, and they're so cool.
So if you look at ACG and other publishers, Archie, everybody in 1966 started publishing superhero comics, even if they didn't normally. And so they shoved superheroes in here. This guy's Nemesis, because of Batman 66. Because of Adam West, everyone was publishing superheroes.
Look at that sexy lady in her high heels. Her flame and high heels.
Come on, don't treat women as objects.
Well, she is sexy.
Be a good boy.
Look at her in her high heels on the cover.
Oh, she's on fire. Yeah,
and she's in high heels. Look at that.
I'm not a fan of high heels, unlike sexist guys like you.
Well, I don't know why that makes me sexist. I think you're going too far. There's appreciation of the woman's form. And
here you go. Here's something for you. You can appreciate these men.
Don't do anything.
And where did I get this? Oh, I got this at Tasty Cat.
Oh.
I think it was surprisingly cheap. This is a Barry Windsor Smith cover.
That's cool.
Back when he could barely draw at all.
Wow.
He's trying to do Kirby.
His leg looks like a noodle.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's kind of amazing. I mean, Barry Smith turned out to be a great artist, but it amazes me.
This reminds me of Barry Windsor Smith art in the Love and Rockets #1. I actually thought it was his art for a while, but I mean, it must not be.
I think the reason I got this cheap is because it actually is one where they missed the deadline and they reprint some Ditko inside. But that's a pretty neat Ditko splash page.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. And then, you know me, I like anything having to do with barbarians. And here's Green Lantern looking like a barbarian.
Oh, yeah. That looks like
Gil Kane. A cool Gil Kane cover. You dislike Gene Colan? Do you dislike Gil Kane?
I don't. His really thick lines later aren't that great, but I gave all mine to Donald Rex. I shipped them.
The interior is by Keith Pollard, not by not by Gil Kane. But I like Keith Pollard, so this will be fun.
Yeah, definitely.
And I am, I did pick it up because he's holding a sword. That was the main reason. I'm very deep that way.
That's good.
Okay, back to you.
All right. So my next set are romance comics. So these are Donald Rex's Castaways, the ones he already has, And so I'm really happy to increase my romance comics because he already has them. So here I have career girl romances. Love is the only gamble. And we got this pretty kiss.
And the young girls are coerced into kissing the men at the end of the story, even though they don't like them, according to Razor Comics.
Exactly. Well, I think he was talking about the generation before this, when they're 10 and 12-cent comics. But certainly these things can be very sexist. And there are a lot of like women who are going through, what do you call it? The feminism in these, but they're written by men. And so
then they learn better about feminism and realize they should just love men.
This is
that's an important lesson.
Yeah. This is do you know who this is?
I have that hardback book by him.
Yeah, so this is Donald Rex's favorite. And so,
what's his name again?
Nieto,
right.
And now I can recognize this guy's art. Like, I cannot name any of these artists. As soon as I see a Nieto, I'm like, oh, that's Nieto.
Well, there's a hairy chest on that one for you.
Yeah. Look at his outfit. It's ridiculous.
Right. But that's what you like, right? Ridiculous outfits with hairy chests?
With a little bit of a belly, I'm fine. What is this one? Pretend I love him. These are a hoot. Come on. This one is really in bad shape, and it needs.
I think they are. I'm just thinking of Razor Comics and feeling bad for liking them.
Yeah, it's a shame that this one is so, like, it looks like someone peed all over it.
Wow.
It's a
maybe
shame.
They just dropped it in a puddle.
Yeah, it's 12 cents, and I'm hoping I could clean this one up at least a little bit. And then this guy, I guess, got a tan. Look at him.
Wow. What's she saying there, or what do they say?
I want you off this island, Miss Moore. You're not going to turn it into a paradise for playboys and rich people. But why, Dr. Robbins? It won't interfere with your work.
Wow. He's been on that island a long time with that tan.
I know. Look at him. But his hair
If he wasn't blonde, I would think he's perhaps not Caucasian. But
I know, right? That's just a weird thing. Okay, this one cracked me up. I even made it one of my thumbnails. Because look at this woman going wild with, like, no! Look at her.
I like the art on that cover. Of course, I don't know.
But please go and don't come back, Tad. It will never be any different. Oh, why did it have to happen again? Oh, God, I love it.
This mirrors my life experience.
Again. And she's like, okay, here's another. Like, that is a great cover. Look at all those hearts bopping around.
And it's so 70s looking. Maybe like 60s or 70s.
3 more. Here's this one. I don't know what's going on in this one. Why, thank you, Greg. I'd like that. I don't know. Giving her the stink eye. And then, of course, you always
Teenage love.
Yeah, you always have a poster of the people from the Partridge Family. It's like in every issue. Here we go. Why do you hate me, darling? Look, even the bubble's in the shape of a heart.
I like the bubble in the shape of a heart. What's he thinking? Johnny doesn't... Oh.
You go ahead and read it.
Johnny doesn't love you, Tina. He's using you. I'm the one who really loves you. She should know by the shape of his thought balloon that he's the real one.
Yeah. You're going to read hers? Johnny Garr, superstar, in love with me, Tina Williams.
Okay.
He's
just using her.
The last one was The Many Ghosts of Dr. Gray's.
Oh, non-romance.
I love
That's a very strange looking cover.
It's horrible. It's like, it's so bad. Look at this dog on top of a skull, on top of these weird people.
I feel like the proper cover didn't come in, and so they quickly had some artist at the office just draw anything to put on the cover.
Ditko. 100%. That is
really
Steve Ditko. Look at it up close. Look at it. It is 100% Steve Ditko.
Oh yeah, it does look like Ditko. The dog is weird though.
Yeah, and so even like the interior art is cool, but I don't care. I'm so happy to have it in my collection.
Well, I bet if there's interior Ditko art, it's much better than that cover.
Uh, most likely, it's probably lifted right from the comic. They just
Maybe it's a panel that they.
yeah. All right. Ooh, we have a couple of comments. Lots of kissing on those covers. Yeah, they're romance. Just married. Speaking of mature content,
Very mature.
the art on those romance covers, they're fun. And Mark says, "Hey David, do you have the Archie comic where they reference the Paul is dead hoax regarding the Beatles?" I do not.
Does Mark know? Is that on the cover, or do you have to know what issue it's in, and then because you might have it and not even know it?
That's true.
That's something to look into later, I guess.
Right about that. Mark, if you know. All right. You are up, sir.
I got a DC Comics Presents Superman and the Legion of Superheroes, a early Brian Boland cover.
Yeah. His art is really cool.
Yeah, and he became like the king of covers in the later 80s. Let's see. Who did the interior? Kurt Swan interior. It's not very well inked. The inker is Dave Hunt. Sorry, Dave Hunt. I almost had one of those. I try to remove the. Normally, when I'm taking my time, I remove all the tape because I always have accidents with tape. Almost had an accident there.
Mark's a Batman comic, not an Archie.
Well, maybe it's Batman Family Giant.
Wow.
Oh, you know what? I hadn't taken this out of the bag yet, and it's all wrinkly. What did I pay for
that? That happens.
Like, I hate that.
I know.
Because wrinkly covers.
Poor man.
My least favorite flaw.
I know. I don't like
Batman Family just has lots of different stories in it.
I am Batgirl's mother.
And then another DC Comics Presents, number 46, 8 superheroes versus 8 supernatural villains in a battle royale. Superman and the Global Guardians.
Wow. That one is kind of cool.
And not wrinkly, thank
I got rid of it.
There we go.
Dude, who wouldn't stay dead?
Shall I show some more, or do you want to switch back to you?
No, show some more. I have 3 more sets.
I'm pretty sure I've heard of Captain Thunder and Blue Bolt from somewhere in the 80s, but I've never heard of Hero Comics. Oh, it's by Roy Thomas and his wife.
Wow.
So I think that these same characters were done by a different comic book company at some point. This must have been during a period where no one wanted Roy Thomas at the big companies because this seems a little cheap. But anyway, I guess I'm interested to see what they were doing in their indie comics work.
Interesting.
And this is interesting. So the very first Batman story that I fell in love with was in this hardback collection called Batman from the 30s to the 70s. And it was published in 1971, so it didn't have much of the 70s. But it had this Neil Adams story, Secret of the Waiting Graves. And this is a reprint. So that's not Neil Adams, or maybe it is partially Neil Adams cover. Anyway, this is a reprint of it in color. But I don't know why I bought this, because I actually own the original comic now.
I have that one, and I read through it, and I reviewed it. I remember that.
This whole Dynamic Classics?
Yeah. It's a great issue. And yeah, I think there are 2 or 3 different stories in it.
Right. It's pretty thick, so it's reprinting a bunch of stuff. Looks like a Manhunter story. These Manhunters by Walt Simonson are kind of legendary, and I've never read them. So that'll be fun.
I haven't read those either.
Well, you must have read this one if you reviewed this comic.
I must have then. Or I'm a liar.
It really stands out in your memory.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, why don't I stop now and let you do some?
All right. Because when I think of Manhunter, I think of the Martian Manhunter. Right. All right. The next I have are Richie Rich, a whole bunch of Richie Riches. So this again, it's like Archie, Richie Rich. The market is just flooded with them. They're everywhere. But
I heard at one time they were publishing 17 different Richie Rich comics.
every month.
Because they have, or maybe it was every other month. I don't know. But
Wow.
they have all these different, like this one's Richie Rich's Millions, Richie Rich's Mysteries, Richie Rich's Robots, or whatever.
So Donald Rex liked this because it's kind of a piece for me. Right. And
it's what for you?
He specifically said, "Oh, you're gonna like this because it's like a puzzle piece." And he
said,
said,
I see that cover. Okay, yeah.
Have you ever done a jig sawbuck? And this art is really nice in this one. Look at that; it's really. Here he is. His dog has his own little TV there. So cute. Dollar.
Is his dog name something having to do with money?
I think his dog's name is Dollar. Here's another one.
Oh no, a crack.
A wisecrack. I don't know. That to me falls short because it doesn't have anything to do with money. Now that's what I call a wise.
Well, there's a dollar symbol on the crack.
And then the poor lady's weighing herself. And she takes off her jewels in order to weigh herself.
To weigh less.
Yeah. And he's got to hold them all. There's another one. Oh, there's a leprechaun in there. Oh, wait. Maybe he's not a leprechaun. I don't know.
I think that's just like he has these poor friends who he hangs out with.
Yeah.
Like he invites the poor kids over his house to play. Then they have to go back to their hovel afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
There's one. Moneyed lightning.
And I don't know, he's cooking up something over here. Oh, the eggs come out dollars.
That's kind of gross.
It is. I don't know. When I first saw this,
I guess every single cover has to have dollar signs on it somewhere.
Oh, there's
the dollar sign on the remote control. Yeah, they're the poor kids that he plays with there.
I don't look at that.
Yeehaw! We get to watch the rich kid play with his toys.
Oh, Lord.
Are those just pennies or are those dollar bills in the bubbles?
I don't know. They just have like a dollar on them. They have
a dollar sign on them. So maybe they're supposed to be dollar coins.
And then there's a crack in the wall and all the money comes pouring.
Oh, no.
They have money everywhere. Just two more after this. These are fun. His bus stop is jewel encrusted.
Yes, poor kid.
And finally he's playing basketball with
bags of money bags.
Oh, fun stuff. All right. You're over.
Well, my stuff isn't as fun. Another reprint comic featuring Deadman and Phantom Strangers. DC Superstars presents.
That's cool.
Peek inside. This one's in nice shape. There's the Phantom Stranger. And also they're teaming up. Are they? Or maybe this is just a framing device. I like Phantom Stranger more than Deadman for whatever reason. Anyway, there's that.
I just read a Phantom Stranger comic and it was weird.
A Justice League where they're fighting on New Genesis, Crisis on New Genesis. This was a terrible outfit they gave Orion after Jack Kirby left.
Wow. Look at Wonder Woman. She's jumping in there like a wrestler.
Yeah. And there's Power Girl without the power window.
Yeah.
Dr. Fate, Firestorm. Oh, this is cool. Wait a minute. Oh, no. For a second, I thought this was a George Perez artwork, but it's not.
It's pretty neat.
Dick Dillon.
That's a great double page spread.
Why do so many people named Richard go with the nickname Dick? It's something I've wondered all my life.
Cover a failing? I don't know. To cover a shortcoming? I don't know.
I picked this up and haven't even opened it up yet.
Big Value. That one is cool.
Exciting Adventures of Black Cat. I wonder if this is from 1966 too. It's a Harvey comic.
I know, that's weird. I bet that one cost more. I would think.
Yeah, it was double size. It looks like it's 25 cents probably during the 12-cent era. I'm going to look at the date. I'm betting it'll be 1966. And the date is smudged out.
Wow.
I can't read the date.
It looks like 62 or 67.
It's probably 67. I don't think they would have been. Oh, well. Anyway, it looks fun.
Look at that wasp thing.
It almost, I wonder if it's Golden Age character being reprinted.
Actually, the panels look Golden Age. Oh,
Yeah.
but it was late 60s. Well,
but they might have been reprinting Golden Age comic. That looks very Golden Age to me.
Yeah, that totally does. Fun book.
Okay, one more.
And Harvey too.
Adventures of Jerry Lewis.
Oh yeah.
And I picked up this one. I'm not going to buy all the Adventures of Jerry Lewis. There's a lot of them, but I like the science fiction cover.
Yeah. Awesome. Or maybe you found a lost rocket, maybe?
Lost and found somewhere with an alien. He's got extra legs.
4 of them.
Maybe, would you like to date him?
Nope.
Okay, just checking.
Well, what can he do with those tentacles? I don't know.
Okay, back to you.
Oh, all right. So my penultimate showing is Donald Duck. So I got a bunch. I actually have a lot of Donald Duck comics, and with these, I actually got a big chunk of like 12 comics in a row, which for me is kind of impressive. Okay, so here is Donald having trouble fixing leaky something.
Huh.
And he's having trouble with his young nephews, or not trouble. They're enjoying some kind of a railroad ride. They want to get rid of the fly spray. He's in his face. Fun. Complaints. This one, yeah,
stuck in a chair.
A crease down the middle. Okay.
And are these ones that Donald bought in a lot also?
Yes.
And you already had, these were doubles for him?
No, he doesn't want them. He bought 3 long boxes of comics, and he doesn't want these. So
he's not into the ducks that much.
No, but he got them for so cheap. Then he was taking them places and selling them for more.
Right.
And he let me have some of the ones that he knew I would like. The bear ate their food. There's raw rubber. I don't know what's going on in this.
The rubber is flying.
Malayalaya. Yeah, I do not know what's happening, so that will be an interesting read.
I do wish these, like, I love the figures of Donald Duck and the other characters, but I wish their backgrounds were just a tiny bit more detailed.
Yeah, some I do like.
They just look really flat.
Yeah, I do.
No background there at all.
Yeah, I enjoy looking through the covers like this, just because the art is just kind of fun. Just seeing the figures on them. But I hear what you're saying. Southern Hospitality. Look at them, the 3 of them eating off of one. Corn. Here we go. Arctic Roundup.
There's a kangaroo in the Arctic.
Yeah, I know, right? And then there's 2. There's a kangaroo and a baby kangaroo, and
right.
It's just weird. And look at this. This is a cool cover. And I'm gonna save. Oh, I don't know where they're supposed to. There was another one that was. Maybe it's later, but I have a really. I thought I had a better. Here's a puzzle cover. So. You
should display that somewhere in your puzzle room.
I should. And
Ant Farm.
He's got him on his back. I guess they all didn't get into the little.
Can you go back to the puzzle cover for a minute? I didn't look close enough. Is he got like a square piece and there's only a round hole? I love that.
Yeah. And he's mad.
He's really mad.
Fun. And then
that's what I love, Donald Duck.
Is they've come up with some contraption to make the like, oh my god, this is cannibalism stuff, to make the bird.
They're eating a bird. It's like us eating a monkey or something.
Oh my gosh, it should be a fish and not a bird.
It really should be a fish. They're by the water.
Oh, that's sad. The cannibal cover.
I think ducks are vegetarians, but I'm not positive.
Oh gosh, let me move that over. I've got one more set.
Okay, there's 2 books I bought that essentially are your fault. I saw them at a comic store near me, and they are these very expensive facsimiles done by some, small little company. And I remember you used to get things like this, right?
Yes, I love those. How much did you pay for that?
I think it was like $18.
Yeah, they
sell a thinner one that was for $15, and the thicker one was for $18.
Yeah,
and I thought they were both going to be for $15, and I was a little upset, but I didn't feel like putting it back, so I just.
That is a little high, but to be honest, it's worth it for an older comic like that. I think so. Bullet Man.
And I was always, as a kid, I would see pictures of Bullet Man in books about comics, and I was always intrigued by that character, so I wanted to read some Golden Age Bullet Man. I guess it includes the ads, but I'm not seeing ads actually, except like it's got the ad here, and that's just a house ad. There doesn't seem to be ads in it. I'm not sure if this is a real complete facsimile of.
Show the back of that.
Not for sissies.
Oh my god. Captain
And this one, I just loved the cover of this, so I grabbed it. Startling Comics.
Introducing Tigra. That
right. And Lance Lewis, Space Detective.
Lance Lewis.
I guess that's like a contents page. Startling headliners. But so I guess I wish it was all science fiction, but it's just the opening story. Here's a fun alien there with
that is the weirdest
extra arms and
a bulbous eye. Yeah. That is a weird looking alien.
And then this must be Tigra or Tigra.
Mm-hmm.
She's a jungle girl.
Yeah,
there were a lot of jungle girls back then.
Yeah, the good girl stuff.
I think these were selling to people other than kids, to be honest.
The GIs.
The GIs, the people in that age range. What's this other one? Jefferson Jones. I don't even know what that. Mr. Teenage.
I swear I've heard of that one before. Jefferson Jones.
Okay. Creatures on the Loose. So another thing, I keep forgetting that I'm doing this. I'm trying to collect all the Marvel comics that came out in August 1971.
Wow. And
the reason is the very first comic book I bought was in August 1971, and there was a spinner rack, and my parents said, well, comics rot your brain, but we'll let you buy one. They gave me $0.25. Most of the comics were $0.25 that month. They gave me $0.25, and I spent at least as long as they would let me. I just kept looking and looking and looking, trying to decide. So I want to live the fantasy of myself when I was 10 and buy them all.
Good for you. And that's a beautiful book. I don't have that one.
Yeah, it's a reprint, so it's less exciting. But it's
I
good.
read the original.
Inside. It's reprints of those old suspense stories before Marvel started superheroes.
And they are reprints, Jeff.
Yeah.
But I haven't read those older ones. So when I read those now, they're cool for me. And then I look up the original covers too.
A lot of them I have in omnibuses. Like I have 2 volumes of omnibuses of Kirby stories from this era and 2 volumes of Ditko stories. But not all of them are by Kirby or Ditko. Like This
Yeah.
one, I'm not sure who the artist on that is, but it's not either of them.
That's a really cool art. And the front
It is
piece.
good art, though. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, and speaking of sexist, I've only read one issue of Anthro, and I originally thought I wouldn't get more.
Was it
It's
bad?
supposed to be a humorous caveman book.
But look at that
But
gorgeous
the issue I had, had like it was all about the sexy caveman girls and dragging them off by their hair,
Oh,
kind of thing. But the art's really nice, and maybe this issue won't be as bad that way.
but look at that cover. The cover on that thing is gorgeous. Like it, and I have another Anthro, and it's really a beautiful cover. So whoever they got to do the covers on those things.
I think it was written and drawn by this guy named Howie Post,
Oh,
and I think he's most well known for doing Anthro.
look at him. He's a creeper there.
Yeah.
He's spying on her.
But there's a caveman pulling a girl by her hair.
And he looks scary. Cro-Magnon.
Yeah, so Anthro is like the next evolution. He's good looking, but there's all these ugly cavemen, but beautiful cave women.
Yeah. Oh, that one is Showcase Presents. Maybe it's not. I think he gets his own series.
You're right. You're right. I didn't even notice. Yeah, that showcase. So this may be an early appearance of him.
Yeah, he
It
gets
even
his own.
looks like it's ripped there, but that's actually the coloring.
Yeah. It's the steam going on. Cro-Magnon creeper. Anthro creeper. Anthro wasn't Cro-Magnon though.
It might have been, me or Jeff in another life. Who knows?
Mm.
This looks like a Hulk book, but its showcase presents the Inferior Five.
Oh yeah. I think that's how they sold. They were ribbing on Marvel Comics. And like in all their issues, they
Oh no, look, this one is not attached to the cover.
That's okay. It's old.
Yeah, I don't know. They were definitely a humor comic, but I'm not sure who they were making fun of.
Dumb
And
Bunny.
The
Blimp.
woman was Dumb Bunny, yeah.
That's not very PC. Dumb Bunny.
And I think the guy who looks like Batman is Awkward Man. More powerful than a locomotive, but always getting derailed. Dumb Bunny is stronger than an ox and almost as intelligent.
Mm.
The white feather is the only bird who's chicken. So the Archer character is a coward.
Mm.
I've read a few of these and enjoyed them. So there's
Yeah.
one where they visit the offices of DC.
Oh, I haven't read that. Fun.
And the odd thing is at DC, they didn't at that time usually give credit to the creators. But when they visit the office of DC, they expect you to know who these people are.
Oh.
At least in the
Wow.
issue, it was. I
It's
guess that's
very
good. Oh wait, here's one more. Another reprint, and this must have been from August 1971. Also,
Look at that.
the Incredible Hulk special. It's basically an annual with some reprint stories.
Yeah.
It's a nice Trimpy and Severin cover.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think it's probably older. Yeah, it's Jack Kirby and Mickey Demio doing the art.
Look at his fingers. They're gigantic.
Yes.
Very
So
Kirby.
Jack Kirby would be the layout artist, and then someone else would do the pencils and inks over his layouts.
Wow. Thud.
Oh wait, this is one from the Not Brand Ek, reprinted from Not Brand Ek. It's the Everloving Thung versus the Inedible Bulk. I love Not Brand Ek.
Yeah, making fun of their own characters.
Yeah, they did a really good job of it. Okay, now I'm done.
All right. So
this is your ultimate chunk.
yes, and I saved the best for last. So these are the horror comics that he sent me. So we have Monsters on the Prowl. And if you want me to open any of these, just let me know. I haven't read them yet. So this is Monsters on the Prowl number 13.
Ooh, I want you to open them.
Oh, okay.
Let's
I don't
see what's
mind.
inside. That's a cool cover.
And pull that.
I don't know if these are originals or reprints.
So this one looks like a Well, I don't know. That looks like a reprint to me.
The Sandman cometh. Huh.
Yeah, I mean, but it looks like Kirby work though.
Yeah, so it's probably a reprint of a Kirby work just before.
Let me
What's the
jump.
cover price? It's not like 10 cents or 12 cents, isn't it?
25, but it feels thick.
Okay. So it's probably a reprint, but an old reprint, an early reprint.
This is from October 71.
I'm
looking
just a few months away from my Magic month.
Yeah. I dared enter the haunted forest. Oh, that was another one. But normally they say where they're reprinted from.
That looks like Don Heck.
The artist, yeah, they don't. Number one, they don't have the art, and they don't say where they're reprinted from, which is very strange. There's no.
Don Heck was much better artist at non-superhero books. He actually really did a good job.
Let me see if there's another one. Oh, wait, here's one. It fell from the flying saucer. Watch out, it's poop. It fell from the flying. They're throwing their garbage at you, buddy. Yeah, there's no.
That looks like early Jack Kirby to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Or it looks like, yeah, you're right. Like the early.
Or maybe Dick Ayers, who drew kind of like Kirby.
Let's see if there's another one. It fell. The Thing from the Hidden Swamp.
Nice. More people smoking. A lot of people smoking pipes in this comic book.
Goodness. Yeah, I don't see any art information at all, or where they're reprinted from, which is weird. Oh, In the Shadow of Trag. That would freak me out. I am not lying. I would not want to see that.
This is why you shouldn't leave your husband. This is who you'll end up dating when you
right?
get back on the dating scene.
Trag. But he paints his toenails there. Oh Lord, Trag. They hit him with the train in the end. All right.
Trag.
Next.
I feel bad for him.
Yeah. It Crawls by Night. Fear number 8. So of course I can open that one up too if you want me to.
It'll probably be a reprint, but if you want to open up, I'd love to see the inside. That's a cool cover also.
It Crawls by Night. Okay, I have to
Jeff wrote before Anthro Creeper and then Cro Magnum Creeper.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. This is definitely a reprint, but look at that.
Oh, that is really good. That must be Kirby.
Yeah, look at that cool splash page.
Yeah.
There's, what do you call it? It's like deteriorating the covers, like chipping.
Oh my, cover chipping.
That's okay. Let me see if there's something
I
else.
assume you didn't pay a lot for it, so it's
no, I didn't pay a lot for the, well, I mean,
never trust a Martian. I've always said that.
Look at, I mean, if they look like that. He gave me a good deal on these. If I were to buy them in the shop, they would cost a lot more. I can't escape from the creeping things.
That looks like good art too.
Yeah, these things are great.
A lot of good art from back then.
It says, you can see it right there. It does say.
Oh, Ditko signed it. Well, good for him. S. Ditko.
And wow, it is really trippy. Look at this. It's cool.
It's funny that Ditko was so conservative and he was so good at trippy things.
Ooh, the face.
Ooh, creepy.
And who that is also Ditko. Stanley and Steve Ditko, yep.
Oh, so they do sometimes give credit.
I think more in this issue. So that was Fear number 8 at 20 center. It's really chipping like crazy. And the next one is Weird War Tales. It's a 20 center, number 30. I probably don't have to open that one up, right? Or do you want to see it?
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to, I'm not in a rush, but.
And then here's Tales of the Unexpected. Like, look at this is just crazy. Look at this cover.
It looked like Robot Man from the Doom Patrol.
It does. It's Auto Man versus Mutant Man.
I thought that was a giant woman. An ugly giant woman is what I thought.
I think it's going like this. Like, who does that? Bam Bam? Or one of them has that outfit on.
Right.
Flintstones. Maybe Bam
Yeah.
Bam? I can't remember. This was a good
Maybe.
one that he gave me. It's Alien Worlds #1.
Oh yeah, that's very good. It's got tons of great stuff in it. I have that. But do you want to open it up?
If you want.
Oh, do it for you, because I do have that comic. I've read it fairly recently.
Yeah, I haven't read any of these yet. I will, so I'll be featuring them soon. But yeah, it's just got a space story on the inside. Let's see where we got. Ooh, look at this one.
Domain.
Look at the lettering there. That
very nice.
Really cool. Bruce Jones story, Val Mayerick art.
Val Mayerick, yeah. He did a lot of good art when he wasn't rushed. Some of his stuff at Marvel was very rushed, but when he had time, like here, he does very good stuff.
On there. Oh, there's some boobies in this. Head of the class. So this one takes place in some kind of.
Is someone going to be decapitated?
Boarding school. We'll see. Oh my God! They like break this kid's arm.
Ew.
Oh, like I do not know what's going on. I guess he didn't dance right. He was like, "You're on a step, snap." Oh my God! And then they have kids in the shower room. Like, what's going on here? That is weird. Ooh, you're right. They rip off someone's head. Ooh. But they're robots.
Oh, okay.
Talk to Teddy? T-I?
That's weird. The art looks good, but that title sounds...
Yeah. And who's the artist in this? Bruce Jones and Tim Conrad is the artist.
Ah, Tim Conrad. He did very little work, but he was very good.
He really looks golden age, but maybe not. And the art is really cool. There, yeah. There's some kind of like weird creature in this one, like a Sauron type of creature. All right, and that's it. Ooh, look at the back of that. Twisted Tails. He's got a necklace of heads, and he wants more.
That's a Wrightston drawing.
You're right. It says it right there, Wrightston. The next one, they're more the commercial kind of monster ones. Weird Wonder Tales, I think, started off monsters and then became more superhero-y, and that's, I guess, Mordred the Mystic.
Mordred the Mystic?
Mordred or Mordred?
Dr. Druid. It says Dr. Druid.
Oh, okay, so that's who he is. Dr. Druid falls victim to the most fearful fate of all. I guess he's going to get eaten by that razor sharped.
That's an odd one because he appeared as Dr. Droon before the Marvel Universe started, and then they pulled him into the Marvel Universe and changed his name to Dr. Druid.
And I thought he was Mordred.
So there is Mordred is also a magical character somewhere in Marvel.
I've got 2 Werewolf by Nights. I like these double covers where they show one thing up and another thing below when they're connected.
Why don't you open up that for a second? I wonder who did that.
You're ready for your nap.
I just get tired easily. I'm a sleepy reader.
Yeah, we'll be done soon. Ooh, look at that cool cover.
I bet that's Tom Sutton.
Look at that. Okay, so it is Tom Sutton. You are correct. Oh my God, Mike Rax. Mike, that's not right. And this comic is all like water damaged. I mean, falling apart.
Mike, you did not take good care of your comic.
Yeah, this one is like all nasty. And then the next one is a Plug cover. I can see it from here. It's Werewolf by Night number 13.
Oh, nice.
That one might, I don't know if that's a Plug or not, but this one definitely is.
That's definitely Plug. I wonder if he did the interior. Taboo.
The terrifying man monster called Taboo. Let's see. Here we go. I'm gonna open it up. And ooh, he's scared of her. He's like, no, please.
That looks at first glance, that looks very Plug. It
Yeah.
also is an homage to a Will Eisner cover. Mike Graff.
Mike, what are you doing? Okay, so Mike Plug, artist, yeah, Marv Wolfman writer. But look at how he's scared of the female breasts.
When I find it, I'm going to send you a photo of the splash page that Will Eisner did. That's homaging,
Oh, really?
homaging or ripping off.
Oh, yeah, that you're right. And then even like the lettering kind of looks like you know how they always did that in his. So that's cool. I have two more.
Well, so one, it's easier to spot when or to look for Plug homaging Eisner because Plug got his start as an assistant to Eisner on the magazine that he used to do for the armed forces.
Oh, that's cool. This one's a Wrightson. House of Mystery. It's not in great shape, but it is a Wrightson. And
that's very Wrightson.
Freaky character.
Very disturbing
monster.
It's amazing that the Comics Code Authority would allow that.
Should I open it?
Sure.
And the last one is a House of Mystery. Let's see what this one. This one is also not in the greatest shape. Oh my God! Look, the guy is going swimming. Yeah, this is in pretty bad shape. But the interior is also by Bernie Wrightson.
Wow. Well, that's really a nice find.
Yeah, this is really cool. Ew. It's like coming after her there. This is going to be a fun read, I think. Let's see if there's another story. Oh, look. Speaking of Sergio Aragonés, isn't that him?
Yep, it is. Kane's something room. Game room.
Kane's game room, yeah. Ew. Realm of the Mystic. Look at this one. There's all these like weird hanging from the
very disturbing. Who did that art? Does it say?
It's a one-pager.
Oh, huh. Creep you out and then go.
Yeah, because then the next one, it doesn't say who did it, and then there's another one on the next page. That kind of crazy monster. Wow. And Die for Magda. This one is Alex Nino.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so you can if you want to see the Nino art there. It's a little bit.
I always, when I open up one of these horror magazines and there's Alex Nino, I'm like extra, winning the lottery kind of feeling.
Yeah, I mean, this is
because his stuff is really unique.
Yeah, the art is really, really nice. All right. Okay, and the last comic is a 30-cent House of Mystery. It's also in rough shape. All New Chills. It's got a demonic figure carrying.
Oh yeah. Oh, that looks really beat up.
Yeah, it is. I'm glad to have these in whatever shape, because if I run across them later in better condition, then I can get them. But it's great to have them now. Yeah, look, this one's got like a chip there, and it's got stuff out there.
Maybe Donald was nibbling on them before he sent them to you.
He was hungry. Look, there's a guy. I don't know what he's doing, taking a shower or something. I don't know. It's weird. Let's see if there's any more. Oh, here's another Aragonés.
Aragonés. Right. Maybe every issue has a one-page Aragonés joke.
No, this is cool. Okay, so I am done. We'd like to show a last batch. Well, this is.
Well, it's certainly a relief to know that you're getting more comics, because I was worried they wouldn't have enough.
I know, right? I've had a dry spell recently. So if you'd like to show off something, or we could just do a little chat at the end.
Yeah, let's just call it there. I think I've shown the more interesting stuff I've got here.
Okay, cool. So I want to thank you for very spontaneously joining me, because I'm usually like that. Hey, you want to jump on and do a live stream later?
No, that's actually the only way to get me.
Yeah,
I can't plan ahead because it's hard for me to know when I'll be free.
Yeah, I have this week of work, and then I have a week off. So I'm gonna plan to do some live streams with some people I haven't done live streams with in a while. I'm hoping, just to kind of reconnect with so many people that I haven't talked to in a while. So that's what I'm planning for in a week. But
Seems like a good plan.
I'm probably gonna get cut off by StreamYard because
Oh,
they've made how many hours you can have. I think they give you fewer hours now, and then because they want you to pay for the plan.
I think they have started charging me, but I haven't checked. But I noticed last time I did a StreamYard thing, it didn't have the little duck up on the side. And they were offering all these extra things I could do, like recording directly to my computer while streaming.
Yeah.
So I feel like they've just switched. Maybe they had my credit card number and they just started charging me.
I don't think I put my credit card in to get the.
I don't know, but anyway, it's weird. So I need to check on that. But because the irony is, I haven't done a live stream in months, and then I did one with Colin and noticed that it looked like I'd been upgraded.
Well, I need you to port me over some free minutes, please.
I'll try.
I don't think you could do that. Well,
there's another one that a comic book worm, Namen, uses. I forgot what it's called now, but there's another service. So I could find out what that is for you, and you could switch over to it when StreamYard cuts you off.
Yeah, and use that one. And then, I bought this computer because I really wanted to try out OBS. And then I just got so bogged down with it. It's such a huge learning curve.
But I don't think OBS will stream you for free to YouTube. I don't think so.
I think it does.
You can record something on OBS and then upload it to YouTube.
No, they do live streams through it. It's a streaming platform.
And you can send people links and stuff and have other people on.
All that. But like it's so
I've
much.
never seen anyone do it. I've never seen anyone do it.
It's mostly gamers.
Well, when you figure it out, let me know, because
I
used to fiddle with OBS and I found it difficult.
So difficult. And I was just like, I'm going to mess this up.
Yeah. I don't think it does. I don't think on its own it works as a streaming thing.
Okay, well, I'll play around with it and then I'll invite you as my guest.
And you can say, see, you were wrong.
All right. So if you missed the beginning, Sleepy Reader was very controversial. He said some really controversial things. I don't know. Like, I think this video is going to get banned for it.
I feel that David's kind of sexist and I want him to stop.
But why? That would take all the fun out of Garage Geek. But thank you for jumping in. I'm going to go ahead and
thanks for inviting me. Bye-bye, everyone.
Oh, wait.